behind closed doors are really useful in bringing to life different scenarios that we'll actually have to face as an RA. And it's always important to have the resident's best interest in mind. So it's important for the RA to know what resources are available on campus and how to properly utilize them for the appropriate issue. Here are some scenarios that an RA might face in no particular order, because that's how life is as an RA. Sometimes there isn't an actual issue. Sometimes your residents are simply just hanging out, doing nothing, or talking with their friends, something like that. It's important to know your residents well enough that you know not only when there are signs of distress, but also when everything is normal. Then you can get to know the resident at their base level at just a good opportunity to connect with who they are. Another opportunity for an RA to help their residents is when they're struggling academically. Now, sometimes when they're struggling with classes, you have to find out what the actual problem is. And in order to do that, you need to get them talking. You need to make them feel comfortable in opening up to you. Sometimes the issue is simply that their classes are too difficult for them to handle and they might need to drop one of them. Another issue is when maybe they're feeling too much pressure from their parents. In these scenarios, it's difficult for you to manage by yourself, and you need to know when a problem is above your head and when you need to take that to academic counseling or another sort of help like that. When you do offer these helps, it's important that you guide your resident through the process so that they know that it's not something to be embarrassed about. And when an opportunity presents itself, maybe walk them to that counseling session.
As an RA, you should also know the general layout of your residence rooms. That way you can check for things like tampering with the smoke detectors, which can be very common. It can be hard to tell if the smoke detectors are being tampered with, and especially if they're covered up with clothing or a towel. So you need to be able to notice those issues and address that with your residents.
When confronting an incident, you may have to wait for life safety. It is important to keep everyone included calm and present passively in the room.
As an RA, it is common to have to deal with situations that involve alcohol, and these can even include major dorm parties, in which case it is important to utilize your resources such as co-RAs, FRs, and life safety. It is important to utilize these resources because in these situations, it is common to find that students try to escape the scenario and do other things that may hinder you from doing your job. And it is important to note that your job in this situation is to document the situation as accurately as possible and to ensure that it is handled as efficiently and calmly as possible. Try to be firm and efficient, but never mean